There are mornings you open your eyes not out of excitement, but out of habit. You sit up, but your heart is still lying where unmet expectations remain. You step into a new day, but deep inside, you feel like you're still stuck in an old place in your soul. A place called waiting for a doctor's answer, waiting for a sign that God is working, waiting for a glimmer of light in a relationship gone cold, waiting for the financial door to open, or simply waiting to feel hope come alive again in your heart. You don't say it aloud, but you know, you've been in this season of waiting too long. What exhausts you isn't a lack of faith. It's that you have believed and still see nothing. You've prayed many times, even with tears, but the answer still seems silent. And in that silence, you begin to ask, is God delaying? Or worse, has he forgotten me? If you're in that space between your prayer and the yet unseen answer, then I don't have a quick solution for you. But I do have this reminder. You are not alone. You are not the first one who had to wait. And you are not the only one waking up each morning still weary, because what you hope for hasn't come into view. But you know something, waiting in human eyes feels like wasting. But waiting in God's hands is the process of soul redesign. He has not abandoned you in this silence. He is deepening the roots of your faith so that when the storm comes, you won't be uprooted. He is purifying false expectations so you can receive something more sacred. And sometimes, he's preparing your heart for the gift he's about to give, not just preparing the gift for you. And maybe what you've been calling a delay is really protection. It is really training. It is really the love of a father who never puts in your hands something you're not yet strong enough to carry. If today you feel tired, if this delay is making your heart heavy, pause for a moment and let this video be a soft whisper to your soul. I'm still working, even when you don't see anything. And if you don't want to start your mornings alone anymore, hit subscribe to the Prayer Moments Daily channel so that each day you have a ready prayer, a timely scripture, and a reminder that you never wait alone. God is closer than you think, and he is never late. Dear friend, you may not yet see changes on the outside, but inside, something quiet and gentle is stirring, like God's hand touching the driest, loneliest places within your soul. And if you've ever thought God is silent, let me say this. Silence does not mean his absence. We often fear silence. It feels as if we've been forgotten. But have you noticed? The potter is silent while shaping the clay. He focuses carefully, gently molding each part. And if you're in God's hands right now, that silence is him shaping your inner being. You may not yet see the answer. You may not yet see a clear way forward. You may not yet see any sign that your prayers are about to be answered. But that doesn't mean God is inactive. He is working in ways you do not see. He is filling the emptiness, not by rushing, but with his presence. Psalm 27:13-14 says, I remain confident of this. I will see the goodness of the Lord in the land of the living. Wait for the Lord, be strong and take heart, and wait for the Lord. I love the phrase, in the land of the living. It is not just a hope for heaven, but a promise for your life today, even in the season of waiting. Maybe you've thought, if I do everything right, pray enough, God will respond fast. But you know, faith is not measured by how quickly God answers, but by your ability to keep believing, even when nothing changes. God may delay, not because he doesn't love you, but because he loves you too much to give you something at the wrong time. He wants to know, do you trust the one who answers or only the result of your prayer? I've been there, expectant, disappointed, praying, then silent again. One day I realized that God doesn't change because I pray more. He changes me when I learn to surrender more. Dear one, what you long for may not come, not because it's undeserved, but because arriving too early might break your heart instead of strengthening it. What you're asking for today may be good and holy, But God knows your heart isn't ready to receive it in peace. So he trains you before placing it into your hands, not to punish, but to protect. Remember, Jesus waited too. He didn't start his ministry immediately at birth. He waited 30 years before his public mission, waiting to hear his Father's voice at the right time. And in that waiting, he was not forgotten. He was being prepared. Isaiah 40:31 promises for those who wait, not in despair but in trust. But those who hope in the Lord will renew their strength. They will soar on wings like eagles. They will run and not grow weary. They will walk and not be faint. Waiting in God's hands doesn't wear you out. It restores you. It rebuilds worn faith. It gives you wings, so when the moment comes, you do more than walk, you soar. So if today you don't see any change, if your prayers have not yet been answered, don't assume God has forgotten you. He is shaping you, preparing you, and will use you at just the right time. If you still believe he is working, even when you don't see it, type, "I stand on his word." Faith isn't just words. It's choosing to stand when others walk away. It's hoping when you don't yet see, and trusting that when God says wait, what's coming is worth waiting for. And now, if your heart is ready, I invite you into a moment of holy silence, where you don't need to figure everything out. Just breathe and place your waiting heart into his hands. Let the next few minutes be a private conversation between you and the one who has never left. We will pray together, not with logic, but with our souls. Not to receive immediate answers, but to be healed through the journey of waiting. This isn't just a prayer, it's a new covenant, silently but deeply made between you and God. Stay. Let your heart settle. And let this prayer become the gentle breath that soothes your soul. Amen. Dear Lord, I'm not coming to you today in strength. I'm not bringing unwavering faith or memorized Bible verses. I simply come with a weary soul, with feet exhausted from walking through days of unanswered waiting. I once had hope, Lord. I once prayed with all my heart. I once firmly believed that if I remained faithful, you would answer. But now, after countless days of praying without seeing any movement, my heart is beginning to grow faint. I don't dare say it out loud, but, there are nights I silently cry myself to sleep. There are mornings I open my eyes, but I don't want to get out of bed, because I'm not sure I have the strength to keep believing. I confess, Lord, I've begun to feel envious of others. When their prayers are answered, when they are healed, when doors open, I rejoice with them. But deep inside, I can't help but ache. What about me, Lord? Were my prayers not strong enough? Did you overlook my name when you were blessing others? Though I know those things aren't true, Lord, sometimes the pain is so real that I can no longer tell what's truth and what's doubt. I feel as if my prayers are invisible, as if they dissolve into the air and never reach your ears. I'm sorry, Lord, for the times I stopped waiting on you and started looking for rescue people. I tried to control instead of surrendering. I chose worry instead of trust. There were times I opened my Bible not to hear the Father's voice, but just to check off a task on my to-do list. I came to you out of formality, but my heart was empty. And then, amid the long silence, I began to believe the whispers of the enemy. Nothing is happening. God chose someone else, not you. Waiting like this is foolish. Lord, I know those are lies. But when I'm tired, those lies start to sound like truth. And now I stand before you, with all my weaknesses laid bare. I no longer want to pretend to be a strong, devout believer. I just want to be honest with you and with myself. I'm weary. I'm empty. I'm confused. But Lord, I still have one thing to offer: the longing to remain in your presence. I don't need a miracle right away. I just need to know you're still here, still listening, still touching my heart, even when I can't feel it clearly. Please take all that's left of me today, even the fragile faith, even the sighs, even the questions without answers. O God, the one who sees me when no one else does, the one who hears me even when I can't speak a word. I have nothing left to prove. I only ask to remain in your hand. May this prayer be a sigh lifted up in faith. Be the cry of a weak soul, but one that won't leave you. Be surrender, not perfect, but real. Dear beloved Father, if today you haven't changed the circumstances I'm facing, if that door remains closed, if I still have to return to the same old room, the same old pain, the same unanswered questions, then please, Lord, change my heart first. Because I realize sometimes what blocks the miracle isn't external, but inside me, a mind trying to predict your ways, a heart closed off for fear of disappointment, an ego that still refuses to let go. Oh Lord, I don't come just to ask you to do according to my will. I come to ask you to do what you want in me. If what I'm waiting for hasn't come, please use this time of waiting to cleanse my heart. Uproot the subtle pride, shatter hidden idols I don't even realize, the need to control, the habit of comparing my journey to others, the fear that I'm not loved enough if my prayer isn't answered. Lord, I've lived too long in anxiety to the point it became normal. I have allowed other voices to be louder than yours in my mind. The voice of pressure, the voice of others, the voice of fear. Please, Lord, quiet those voices with your presence. Cover my mind with peace not built on logic, but on the certainty you are here. Even if I can't see clearly, even if my situation hasn't changed after all these months and years of praying, I choose to declare this. You are working right now in my heart. Lord, there have been times I thought, if I just believe enough, you'll answer. But today I've learned something deeper. Trust doesn't mean always getting what we want, but being close to the one we trust. And if you want me to wait longer, please teach me to wait as you waited. Jesus, you have the power to act immediately. But you chose to live hidden for 30 years, waiting for the right moment the Father sent you. You were not hasty, not rushing to prove, simply obedient. May I learn that too? I do not need to prove my faith by rushing actions, not forcing you to answer now, but standing still, standing in surrender, standing in quiet yet powerful faith. And if you see that what I'm asking for isn't what's best, Lord, hold back until my heart is soft enough to receive without turning it into selfish demand. Until I learn to love you, the giver, more than the gift you give. Father, if what I need is transformation from the inside, then I say I'm ready, even if the process is painful, even if it requires me to let go of things I believe I couldn't live without. I still ask, do it. Refine my faith until it's not shaken by outcomes. Make my heart lighter, not because circumstances are better, but because I've learned to lay my burdens down at your feet. Please, Lord, give me spiritual eyes to see your hand, even when I don't see an immediate miracle. Give me holy ears to hear your voice, even when the world is loud. Give me a soft heart to obey, even if the answer is not yet or no, because I don't want to continue living a surface-level faith. I want to walk in a deeper, truer faith, where I don't need answers to stand firm. I only need you, and that's enough. And if there's one thing I need to remember today, Lord, write it upon my soul. Waiting doesn't kill hope if that hope is placed in the right one. I choose hope, not in the circumstances, but in you. Not on my timetable, but in your timing. Oh Lord, there are days when I no longer know what to pray. My words have run dry, and my heart lies still like a field after a drought. And all that's left is one thing, to call your name. Not so you would remember me, but so I would remember. You remain the unchanging one, even as my heart shifts minute by minute. I call you Jehovah Shammah, the one who is present, even when I feel nothing, no light, no voice, no sign. just an endless silence. Yet there, you do not step away. You do not turn your back. You do not say, "Time's up." You stay quietly and faithfully. I call you El Roi, the one who saw Hagar in the wilderness, and you see me too, in the dry places of my life. You see, the strength I forced to hide behind. You see, the unnamed sorrow that wells in my chest when I remember old promises. You see, my quiet envy when others receive answers, while I still wait. You see even the smiles I wear, while my heart is choked inside. You do not judge. You do not withdraw your love. You still see and still love. I call you Jehovah Jireh, not only the one who provides what I need, but the one who sees what I lack, even when I don't. You give not only food, work, or a miracle, but also endurance, faith enough for today, peace that doesn't depend on circumstances. Sometimes what I thought I needed was what kept me bound, but what you gave is what sets me free. I call you Abba, beloved Father, not a distant king on a throne, but a father who sits beside me in the room no one sees. Not asking, "Why are you weak?" but saying quietly, "I know," and gently placing your hand on my heart, the part that hurts most, the part no one else touches, the part I fear to face. I didn't come to persuade you to do my will. I came to remember that you remain faithful in every season. And because I know your name, I hold fast to your promise, like one drowning clings to a lifeline, not just to survive, but to keep living in hope. But those who wait on the Lord shall renew their strength. They shall mount up with wings like eagles. They shall run and not be weary. They shall walk and not faint. Isaiah 40:31. Lord, I don't feel like I'm flying. I don't feel like I'm running. There are days when just standing is a victory. But if I can still stand today, it is because your word upholds me. I am confident that I will see the goodness of the Lord in the land of the living. Psalm 27:13. Not only in the glory beyond, but right here, in this life, in this room where I kneel. Lord, nothing you have promised is meaningless. No moment of waiting is wasted. I may not understand what you are doing, but I believe that you are still working. And if today I bring nothing clear back from this prayer, then imprint one thing on my heart. Your name is real. Your word is enough. Your love is certain. I will call your name, not because I fear losing faith, but because it is the only place my heart can rest. Oh Lord, if today the thing I've asked for still hasn't become a reality, if my prayer still echoes into silence, if the day I long for still hasn't come, then please do not let me leave this season of waiting with an unchanged heart. Please change my heart, not so I can bear it more stoically, but so I can wait as one who is loved. To wait without anxiety, without sighs, without weary eyes watching others, but to wait with my gaze fixed on you, with quiet yet deep trust, with the faith that I have not forgotten, I am being shaped. I do not want to wait like someone who has lost patience, each day adding another heavy sigh. I don't want to wait like a survivor, barely holding on until the miracle comes. I want to wait like one who is growing in the knowledge that you are doing something in me, even though nothing has changed outwardly. I don't want to wait with murmurs of complaint, but with lips ready to praise, even when there's no clear reason to praise. I don't want to count the days until what I long for arrives, but learn to count each step walking with you in the wilderness. Lord, if I have measured your love by the speed of answered prayers, then today teach me to measure it by the depth of your presence. No need for quickness, only nearness. No need for an early arrival. It's only perfect timing. And if today I still haven't reached the goal, let my heart take root deep in your word. I do not ask for the shortest path. I ask for faith that does not break on the long road. I do not ask for ease. I ask for a spirit refined, resting beneath your wings. If what I wait for still hasn't come, Then let the roots of my faith grow deeper, downward, touching living water, hidden in the soil of your word, silent yet steadfast. I do not see anything above, but I am still living. Not rushing to bear fruit, but not dying either. Let me be like a tree planted by streams of water, bearing fruit in the dry season. Not because the soil is good, but because the source is good. Because its roots are in you. Lord, if this waiting does not bring me what I long for, let it produce in me what I need to become. A more patient person because I once could not endure. A more silent person because I once flailed. A more grateful person because I once thought I had nothing to thank for. A deeper person because I once hit the bottom of faith. I do not ask for an easy miracle, I ask for a deep life. A faith not tossed by emotion. A soul not blown away by delay. A heart no longer withered by waiting, but blooming silently like a flower in the shade. Teach me to see waiting not as a setback, but as a building phase. Not as a surplus time, but as a season where you are writing something eternal. If I see nothing change today, let me see one thing, that I have changed. No longer hurried. I no longer need proof. I am no longer straining to watch others move forward while I stay behind. Lord, I don't want to win by the world's standard. I want to stand firm by your standards. If I must wait longer, let that waiting be the most beloved offering I can bring to you. An offering not dazzling, not loud, simply a soul refined by fire and still choosing to trust. Because after all, I realize the miracle isn't in the answered prayer, but in the fact that I did not leave you even when it wasn't answered. And one day, when I look back, I believe I will say to myself, not the thing I asked for changed me, but the process of waiting did. And that in itself was good. Oh Lord, after everything I've confessed, after the sighs, the tears, and the long silence like winter, now I no longer want to say much. I just want to surrender. Not a grand promise, just a small commitment from a heart softened under your hand. I will no longer run ahead of you. I will not hastily open doors you aren't ready to open. I won't try to manipulate my circumstances just to escape insecurity. I will not create my own solution and call it your will. I have done so before, and I know well, it only left me more exhausted, more lost, and emptier. Today I choose something different. I surrender. Not because I no longer thirst, not because I no longer hurt, but because I know who is at the helm. I surrender not to abandon my dreams, but so that those dreams are placed rightly, under your authority and in your timing. I will wait, not with weary comparisons, but with my gaze fixed on you, the unchanging one. I will wait, not in restlessness, but in the peace flowing from your word, steady like a gentle heartbeat within me. I will wait, no longer to force you to act on my schedule, but to learn to trust you. Each moment, you continue to work unseen. Lord, if this waiting is the mold you use to shape me more into your likeness, if these long days without visible answers are the furnaces refining my faith, then please don't shorten this process. Even if I tremble, please continue. Even if I falter, do not withdraw your hand. For what I truly long for is not a hasty miracle, but a heart no longer easily broken. Give me strength to remain in your process. Though it is slow, though it is confusing, though it does not match my expectations, because I'm starting to understand. Sometimes the best things don't come early, because they need careful preparation in my soul. And that very delay is where you are building me from the root. I do not want forced results. I don't want to shorten the path. I don't want to gain anything if it doesn't come from your hand and isn't sealed by your presence. I don't want easy success, only to lose you. I don't want to see my dream come true if it makes me forget the one who gave me the dream. So today, I ask you to slow down and breathe deeply in surrender. I choose to trust that. You are writing the story of my life with holy ink, even if today's page is blank, unanswered. Father, I don't need tomorrow to be clear. I just need today to remain in your hand. I don't need everything to go my way. I only need to know what happens is being used to shape me into your image. If I once asked when, now I only have one thing to say. Lord, I choose you over the timing. I choose what you want to give over what I'm longing for. I choose the path you draw over the shortcut I want to take. I choose your presence over every open door if you are not walking through it. And if what I've prayed for still hasn't come, I will still wait. But no longer in loneliness, but waiting in the arms of my Father. Lord, you are never late, never forgetful, and never fail to see me. So today, I am not just waiting for something new to happen. I am waiting for you and only you. If you're still here, if you're still sitting with me after each prayer we've shared, then I believe this. It's not random, it's not by chance. God is whispering to you, not through loud miracle, but through a presence as soft as a breath. You may not have seen anything change yet. No messages were returned. No doors opening. No answers were given. But there is one thing. I believe you're sensing it. Your heart is no longer as desolate as before. Because in the land of waiting, you have met him. Before you step away from this space, let me bless you as a spiritual companion walking with you, even from afar. May the peace of God come to you today, not like a strong wind, but like a gentle dew covering your mind, soft and impossible to brush away. Not peace because everything has settled down, but peace from the one who remains firmly on his throne, even in the storms of your life. May you no longer look left or right to compare, not to measure why have they received it and I haven't, but instead lift your eyes upward to the one who is working in your life in his own time and in his abundant mercy. Because you are not a defective version. You are a work of art being carefully molded with heaven's patience. May today's delays become tomorrow's strength. Not because you learned endurance, but because you learned the art of resting in God's faithfulness. And there will come a time when you stand before someone else who is weary, and you won't need elaborate words. You will only need to look through eyes that have walked through seasons of waiting and say, he hasn't left me, he won't leave you either. And if someone comes to mind, someone who's tired, lost, wondering, does God even hear me? Please share this video with them, not because this message is special, but because perhaps a timely prayer like this could become a blanket for a soul trembling in the wind. And you, if this morning you felt a glimmer of light in your soul, come back tomorrow, not to find a new video, but to be reminded of the old truth that you never walk alone. Every morning is a new opportunity, a new prayer, a new promise, and a faithful one unchanging. If you want to begin each morning in the presence of God, not with a confused mind, but with a soul guided by his word, please hit subscribe, not just to support the channel, but so you won't forget that. Every morning you deserve to hear a word from heaven, because you never wait alone. God isn't just walking with you, he goes ahead of you. And he will never make you wait and do nothing. Peace to you, even while you're still waiting, because he is still working, even in the midst of that silence.